are in week 49, I can't even believe it, of our RCYT Registered Children's Yoga Teacher Training. So congratulations everyone for making it to week 49. These are optional weekly classes for our teacher trainees earning the specialty degree for children's yoga. Why do we have so many classes? It's because our course was designed for incarcerated women during COVID so that they could use their time productively behind bars when they were denied visitation from their children due to the health and safety concerns of COVID. So we created a 52-week lesson plan to help keep folks sane during that time of COVID by having a weekly lesson. It was something to look forward to, something to, a way to pace themselves. For folks not behind bars, 52-hour-and-a-half classes is a bit much for a 95-hour course. And so for that reason, for the general public, these classes are optional. Whether you are enrolled in our course or not, I invite you to stay and we will learn a bit about children's yoga. Each week we have a pose of the week or a review week to cement in all those poses that we've learned. The Share method has 45 key signature poses. The pose of this week is boat pose, which is really fun for kids because it is a word that they can relate to. So you can have boat pose straight leg or boat pose bent leg. You can rock the boat with kids and do a lot of fun stuff. You can also use blocks to support and so forth. For today's class, you don't need any props or anything because the Share method was developed for incarcerated women and there's limited resources. Although ShareLove.Fund has been able to provide yoga mats and blocks to the facilities we serve. For obvious reasons, we can't provide yoga belts. However, a yoga belt could be very helpful in boat pose to try to get balance one at a time. So I just mentioned that for folks at home. Also, you don't need a yoga belt, as I like to call it, unitaskers, things that you buy just for one special purpose. They're not really necessary, and you can use any ordinary boat or any ordinary belt. And I just don't recommend the elastic stretchy bands because you build arm strength when you use a fiber that's not going to stretch, such as cotton, such as this belt. I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit so, or I think it's fine, actually, so, okay. And without further ado. So, in past classes, I've read some of our book that our youth have written. Our youth have written it for incarcerated women, so it's pretty cool instead of kids having to learn a textbook written by adults. The children in our program write their own curriculum, write their own textbooks, and feel empowered to have incarcerated women who are adults train according to the textbooks that they have written. The incarcerated women love it as well because they feel remembered and they feel a little bit safer that there's a whole new generation of people, of children, who know that they are in custody. There's sort of this fear of lock you up and throw away the key, of being forgotten in isolation. And so by connecting incarcerated women with the children in our program, and we've actually even brought teenagers to the facilities and gotten special clearance for that, by connecting the youth with the women in custody, it gives hope to the women in custody, and it also really helps the youth walk that path of the straight and narrow, because I told them, and they saw it for themselves, there's no Wi-Fi in jail. So if that is not reason enough to be law-abiding, I'm not sure what is. Okay, so continuing on, we have chapter 8. So this book is available on Amazon. Your purchase of it supports our youth programming, which then supports our incarcerated women's program, as the youth are our teaching force, our Teach for a Cause force for the incarcerated women. So it's all pretty cool and awesome. Just by watching this video, which is monetized, you are also raising money for the youth programming. Woo! So thank you so much. And when you buy one of our courses at ShareLove.Fund/train, you are paying for your own degree, but you are also paying for a scholarship of an at-risk youth or incarcerated woman to earn that same degree. So this is all good stuff. You can help yourself while helping others just by being part of our 501c3 tax-exempt charity, ShareLove.Fund. Okay, so broadening our horizons, this is our textbook series. We have many titles under the series. The book we are reading from in this course is What Can Modern Food Science Learn from Historic Nutritional Practices? In earlier classes, we talked about yoga, meaning yoke or union, and it's a yoking of the mind, body, and soul. In today's world, with the rise of child obesity, it's important to teach about nutrition. What better way than have kids teaching kids? Every other page is a photo, and here we have a beautiful photo of Florentina Hanish. She was our International Women's Day award winner for 2023. We're super proud of her. She's amazing, former #1 in Brazil tennis champion, highly ranked world tennis champion, and current #1 in women's paddle and platform tennis. So she's been an amazing ambassador of ShareLove.Fund and translated our materials into Spanish so that we could reach the Spanish population in jail. And we are the #1 content provider by volume in Spanish and in English, actually, for Rikers Island in New York. So we're super proud of that for the women's division. Okay, so continuing on. Oh, but the most important for our organization is that this book is available on Amazon. When you purchase it and give us a 5-star review on Amazon, it really helps give positive reinforcement to the youth that we teach. So if you want to help out in a way that costs around $25, one way to do that is to search ShareLove.Fund on Amazon and check out our books and buy them and leave our youth a review, because it helps reinforce the idea of the power of the pen. Okay, without further ado, let's see what chapter 8 says. And I'm reading it aloud in these courses because I understand that not everyone can buy this book on Amazon, but I want to make that information available to you. So I'm going to give you chapter 8. Okay, chapter 8, nutritional science. Focus on what you eat. So our youth took a picture of a soup that they made, and this is actually a bench in our facility, so it was cute. The youth did the graphics and everything like that, and it was a really fun collaborative project with 12 youth spanning 10 high schools across 4 countries. Okay, each chapter begins with a keyword section and an objective section, including the text. Then within the text, where there is a keyword, it is in bold. And then towards the end of the book, there's a beautiful glossary. I'm not sure where it is offhand. Here it is. It's beautiful glossary. I'm just going to show, because it's really pretty how they formatted it in the teal blue. This is my daughter cooking away, so proud of her in the pizza kitchen. But they have a glossary in the end, and then they have the youth provided over 30 recipes, as well as chapter quiz questions. So it's really cute. They did a nice job making a textbook. The task I gave the youth is I told them to create academic textbooks written at the 9th grade reading level. And they did it. Okay, so let's read this. Okay, so the key words for this chapter are acne, community nutrition, dairy-free, digestion, digestive fire, ghee, gluten-free, metabolism, Veda dosha, and vegan. The objective of this chapter is as follows. By focusing on what you eat, you should be able to adapt the nutritional and food science benefits of Ayurveda. This chapter consists of information about nutrition associated with different food items and healthy recipes to help readers understand the importance of nutritional food. Food science has been carefully integrated with Ayurvedic habits and your doshas. You'll learn about the nutritious foods you should eat, gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan dishes. I want to say that the ideas represented in this book are the ideas of our youth. They're not necessarily the ideas of ShareLove.Fund. This was a youth empowerment project. Let us begin with the text. Nutritional science is all about what you eat to rejuvenate health and to live a healthy life. Food science can address dietary concerns and health-related problems. It is a broad field consisting of exercise science, community nutrition, and community nutrition is one of our key words, and all the key words are defined in the glossary, which is kind of cool. Nutritional education, and food and wellness. Upon entering the world of Ayurveda, you'll want to dedicate yourself to adopting a good diet. You've already learned that Ayurveda revolves around the healing of the doshas in your body. Doshas, which represent the elements of life infused in your body, need supplements to heal. Every food you eat can influence the typical imbalance of nature of a specific dosha. Ayurveda is the path to adapt to nutritional science without deviating from living a healthy lifestyle. Ayurveda identifies foods appropriate for setting the kapha, vata, and pitta doshas in your body. Here's a beautiful photo submitted by Kat, one of our first program graduates who was instrumental in building up our startup. So thank you, Kat, for this beautiful photo. To begin with, the foods you prefer to eat should be the sole reason for stimulating your digestive fire or agni. And I apologize for my pronunciation. If we have any Hindi speakers, please feel free to comment and correct me. As per Ayurveda, the human body consists of an internal fire responsible for breaking down the food you consume, thereby letting your body absorb the nutrients. Modern nutritional science has a distinct scientific way of explaining this nutrition absorption. Instead, Ayurveda believes that this digestive fire has a direct connection to the metabolism, and metabolism is one of the key words defined in the glossary, and digestion. Digestion is also defined in the glossary of food in your body. You should pick ingredients which the fire in your digestive system, or the agni, which is also in our glossary, can easily break down. You'll be able to prepare a meal that will rejuvenate your internal functions and help you revive any loss in your metabolism rate. Ayurveda recommends cooked vegetables at all times. Compared to raw foods, cooked foods tend to break down easily within your body. Digestive fire is directly proportional to your metabolism and digestion. Therefore, those with weak agni should consume cooked vegetable meals over raw ones. The preceding chapters provide a solid background on the relationship of Ayurveda with doshas. You may need to reference that material throughout the rest of this chapter. Here is a photo that our youth submitted, courtesy of food provided by Sakara Life. So thank you so much, Sakara. And also the youth, we learned that together we rise, and when you have a startup, you need to have affiliates, and it is through our affiliate agreements that we've really been able to take off. So I recommend that also as a business essentials tip. But thank you, Sakara, for your, I believe like cabbage, rice, I don't know, a lot of good stuff. They say in a Sakara meal, if you order the 3 meals a day, it has over 200 different ingredients for a well-rounded diet. So anyway, our youth took this up close and personal photo. Anyway, okay, moving on. I'm just really proud of them. I'm sort of like a proud parent of hundreds of kids. Like the woman who lived in a shoe or something. Okay, or Mother Goose, I don't know. Okay, let's start with 3 examples. If you are bloated or cold, then your Vata balance is distorted. You should consume the foods associated with the Vata dosha to regain balance. If you are acidic and hot, your Pitta balance is out of control. You need to follow nutritional guidance to regain the balance. If you are heavy and overweight, you may have knowingly or unknowingly impacted your Kapha dosha. To get your body back in balance, you'll need to follow specific dietary and nutritional recommendations. The body requires energy to carry out daily activities without making you feel tired or exhausted. You should follow food choices and dietary practices to regain your dosha balance and complement your digestive fire. Food items to regain your Vata dosha balance. That's our next section. People with Vata dosha have a natural tendency of being cold, mobile, rough, and dry. This has an effect on how well you maintain your internal energy. Consume foods that are just the opposite: warm, oily, dense, and moist. These are mentioned later in this chapter. So here is another beautiful photo submitted by our program participants in the Philippines. We became connected with them when we were the first international relief organization to provide emergency relief after Typhoon Rhea, super typhoon, and this is a wonderful picture that they provided. So shout out to the Philippines. Thank you so much. Okay, with Vata dosha, you might experience dry skin conditions, indigestion, insomnia, anxiety, bloating, and other disorders. A proper diet is ideal for regaining balance and eliminating negative qualities associated with this dosha. Food items that you should consume: fruits such as cooked apples, lemons, berries, coconuts, peaches, and pineapples. Vegetables such as beets, cooked peas, cooked spinach, green beans, sweet potatoes, cooked carrots, mustard greens. Grains such as basmati rice, wild rice, brown rice, cooked oats. Legumes such as hot tofu and mung dal. Dairy products in moderation such as ghee, and this book has a wonderful recipe for ghee, that's clarified butter. Goat's milk, unsweetened yogurt, and kefir. One note about ghee, just from my personal experience, my son had a dairy allergy and couldn't tolerate butter, and but we tried ghee and he was able to tolerate it. So I'm not a doctor and I don't have any medical training, so nothing herein can be construed as medical advice. Definitely speak to a doctor, but it's interesting, some of these ancient wisdoms, it may or may not help a current medical condition that you have, and that is a question that you may or may not want to explore with your medical provider. It certainly helped me, but each case is unique. Okay, nuts and seeds, raw is okay. Animal products such as beef, chicken, turkey, fish, and eggs. Food items you should avoid. Fruits such as raw apples, green bananas, dried fruits, and dried dates. Any raw vegetables, especially puffed grains, dried grains, or cold grains. Other than legumes, avoid all other types of beans, ice cream, powdered milk, frozen yogurt, and all other non-organic products, salted or roasted nuts, lamb, pork, white meat, rabbit, and venison. So here is a photo that our youth took at the marketplace. So we went to the market, we looked at all the fruits and vegetables. We learned about some new things that the kids hadn't seen before, like rutabaga, and here the kids took a close-up of, I guess, yams. Foods to eat for Pitta dosha balance. Oh, and a cool thing in this book is that there is a dosha quiz. I believe in this chapter, I will see if it's in this chapter. Well, oh wait, it's not in this chapter, but maybe in another chapter. So you can find your own dosha by taking that quiz. Oh wait, foods to eat for Pitta dosha balance. Those of you with Pitta dosha have energy that is characterized as sharp, pungent, oily, and hot. To properly achieve Pitta balance, you'll need foods that have juicy, sweet, cool, and dry properties. Food items that you should consume include the following: all fruits except lemon and grapefruit, vegetables such as cauliflower, broccoli, and sweet potatoes, all grains except those listed below, legumes like chickpeas, black beans, tofu, and split peas, dairy products such as ghee, organic yogurt, goat's milk, and unsalted butter, nuts and seeds such as flaxseed, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds, and almonds, animal products such as fish, eggs, chicken, and turkey. Just as an interlude, I'm so proud of our youth and with our Young Authors Honor Society. They researched all of this and really put a book together. I mean, it was an overwhelming project. Just even opening the document would crash all of our devices. So it was pretty awesome how they did this. And then they also had to work together. There was ideological differences of what perspective to take and what chapters to include and what photos made the cut. And so it was really cool to see that the youth hashed that out together. Okay, food items that you should avoid are turnips, eggplants, onions, mustard greens, tomatoes, and garlic. Grains like buckwheat, corn, rye, polenta, yeasted bread, and millet. Canned beans and soy sauce, other dairy products not listed above, all other nuts except for soaked almonds, dark meat, lamb, pork, shellfish, and beef. Foods to eat for Kapha dosha balance. So this is also a really beautiful picture from our youth. And while we're reading this book as part of our yoga teacher training to give you the content of this nutritional book without having to buy it for folks that buying it is not an option, it also just kind of shows that story time is really nice at any age. This is a children's yoga teacher training, and I invite you to sort of think about this experience and think about, is there a book or story that you might want to incorporate with your youth as you teach them to incorporate a little story time, like maybe an age-appropriate book on the history of yoga or the origins of yoga. Foods to eat for Kapha dosha balance. Kapha dosha individuals have body energy that is naturally heavy, oily, sweet, and dense. To balance your Kapha dosha, select food items that are stimulating, astringent, bitter, dry, and pungent. Food items that you should consume include the following. Most fruits, except those listed below, vegetables such as artichokes, beets, carrots, turnips, and sprouts, grains such as barley, millet, quinoa, buckwheat, legumes such as black beans, chickpeas, lentils, split peas, tofu, mung dal. Most dairy products, unsweetened coconut, soy and almond milk, nuts and seeds such as flax seeds, sunflower seeds, hemp seeds, and soaked almonds, animal products such as fish, eggs, and chicken. Food items you should avoid are specific fruits such as dates, mangoes, bananas, coconuts, and avocados, potatoes, squash, pumpkins, or olives, grains such as wheat, yeasted bread, brown or white rice and pasta, legumes including soy sauce, soy cheese, miso, soybeans, kidney beans, and cold served tofu, dairy items such as ice cream and cheese, excess amounts of nut butter and nuts. Here's a wonderful picture about our work as the first international relief agency, a first responder to the Philippines crisis. So thank you so much to the folks out there who made this beautiful sign. They truly were struggling, yet put resources together to show their gratitude. So it's awesome. You truly have to give in order to receive. So thank you so much for this photo. How can yoga help achieve good health? Adapting yogic practices with Ayurveda and nutritional science will help you focus on the best possible food items to consume. Without sacrificing taste, yoga adopts good health while maintaining balance with the doshas of your body. When you blend yoga with your diet, self-discipline can be achieved while selecting the foods beneficial to your health. By becoming more spiritual and practicing medicine, you should be able to focus on nutrition and health. Yoga can help you achieve your dietary goals. The human body is composed of what you eat. For that reason, you should understand the science behind the nutritional food you consume. The right diet directly impacts both your mind and body stability. So here is another picture our youth took in the fall of a banana bread, I believe, that they made with Chef Felipe. He was amazing to give the gift of his time and to give 30 of his amazing recipes. He is originally from Chile and is a world-renowned chef and brought so much of a global perspective and food knowledge to our youth and working with them. So thank you so much, Felipe, and thank you to our youth who made this nice little artistic photo. Okay, youth-inspired healthy recipes. The best way of directing your food habits to ensure good health is to adopt vegan, gluten-free, and dairy-free foods. Vegetarian foods also fulfill major nutrient requirements that even non-vegetarian foods lack. You'll want to stick to the recipes that retain the benefits of an Ayurvedic culture as you evolve into a more modern Western culture. The ancient yoga philosopher Rumi said, "Life is a balance of holding on and letting go." This profound statement applies to the recipes in this book. They run the gamut of meat, dairy, non-dairy, gluten, and gluten-free dishes. If you are a teacher and you want to pass on good health and food habits to your students, pass on these recipes. For example, consider the right process for preparing homemade ghee. Homemade ghee can be used in many food preparations by avoiding packaged food ghee items from retail stores. So as mentioned, there is a ghee recipe in this book, And this book with all the pictures, every other page is a picture. It's a beautiful coffee table book and a wonderful hostess gift. If somebody invites you over for a party, what better gift than to give this book with 30 recipes and also nutritional guidance, and also the fact that every purchase of this book helps an at-risk youth or a woman who is incarcerated get an education. As we all know, education levels the platform. So by buying a book, you're getting educated, but you're also funding the education of others. It's an awesome thing. And then if you want to make it spectacular for our organization, which we so appreciate, and I personally read every Amazon comment, and I'm so appreciative, so it really would mean a lot to me. But when you leave an Amazon review, especially if it's 5 stars, that really helps inspire our kids of the power of the pen to just keep on trying and use their mind as their most powerful resource. The youth involved with ShareLove.Fund have created some incredible recipes that intend to help you adapt good health. See Chapter 10, Research in Global Nutritional Practices, and Chapter 12, Recipes that have Ayurvedic values and nourish your health. Right now, let's enjoy the chapter quiz and the final photo. So, who doesn't like to see the pictures, right? Okay, so these, there's no right or wrong answer for the chapter quiz, and I encourage you to give us your feedback in the YouTube comments or through Teachable. I'm going to just plug in my phone. Low battery, sorry. Okay, so technical battery issue. So we'll just, I will just read the questions off camera while I work on the technical issue. Okay, the first question, it says, chapter quiz. Answer these questions to help you understand your knowledge of this topic. Question 1. Are you able to identify your dosha by now? I'm going to pause and you guys can really think about that. Are you able to identify your dosha by now? So take a couple minutes to think about that. Question 1, and we'll go through 5 questions, but we'll start with that. Are you able to identify your dosha by now? 2. Which of these recipes do you plan on trying? So as discussed, there's recipes in the end of the book, and it's asking which ones do you plan on trying? Do you want to try the ghee recipe, or there's meal recipes, smoothie recipes? What recipes most interest you? This is a really helpful question for you guys to answer and put in our comments so that we know what recipes interest you, so that when we publish a second edition or additional nutritional books on this topic, we can cater to your interests better. So what kinds of recipes interest you? Like, what would you want recipes on? Would you want meals or snacks, butter substitutes? What recipes would interest you? So I know that not everyone likes to comment on a public forum, so you are welcome to email donate@ShareLove.Fund to write what recipes would interest you. So we're doing the chapter quiz in the Ayurvedic textbook, and think about what recipes would interest you, but more than think about it, please, as teacher trainees, and even the general public, if you're not enrolled in our course, please take a moment to comment on YouTube or in the Teachable Classroom, or you can email donate@ShareLove.Fund and let us know what recipes would interest you so that we can publish more content that you seek. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. I'll give everyone a moment to do that, and then we'll reconvene with question 4. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your feedback. We received a green smoothie recipe, so many fun recipes, requests, so that is awesome. Okay, for question number 4, do you believe that modern day recipes can match the health outcomes of the ancient era? Again, that's, do you believe that modern day recipes can match the health outcomes of the ancient era? Please take a moment to think about that and comment on YouTube and let us know what you think. ShareLove.Fund is real work for real women, and we'd love to hear from all genders and really see what the conversation entails. When it comes to question number 4, do you believe that modern day recipes can match the health outcomes of the ancient era? You can respond in our teachable classroom or on YouTube. Thank you so much. I will read every comment, and I really appreciate the dialogue. And finally, question number 5. What food category would you prefer? Healthy and expensive, or unhealthy and cheap? And we can talk a little bit about the economics of food choices, but it says, what food category would you prefer? Healthy and expensive, or unhealthy and cheap? And we can kind of try to explore, are those even true categories in your opinion? Is healthy food always more expensive? Is unhealthy food always cheaper? And why is that? How does the process of preparing food, the distribution, sort of the economics of food, how does that play in? And what is healthy and what is not? What food category would you prefer? Healthy and expensive, or unhealthy and cheap? Please comment so that we get your opinion. I'll give everyone a moment to comment, and I really appreciate the feedback and comments, and even more importantly, our Young Authors Honor Society really wants to hear what you have to say about that. We don't currently have an answer key for our textbook because the questions are so open-ended. There's no right or wrong, but for the incarcerated women that we serve, for some of them, it's been a very long time since they've seen a textbook, and they'd appreciate some guidance. So we didn't want to generate, as an institution, a right answer book, but we wanted to provide sample answers. And so just like a range of real responses from real people. So it really helps us when you comment, and I personally read each and every comment, and I'm happy to comment back. So thank you so much, because I know it's annoying and it takes a lot of time, but I'll give everyone a moment to please comment on those questions. Thank you so much. After this moment of everyone commenting on the questions, we'll begin our movement section. The pose of the week is boat pose, so we'll have a nice, relaxing, restorative, stretchy, feel-good yoga session, and that will incorporate some nice, grounded mat work with the core, and through that we will get down into boat pose, a wonderful core exercise. Inhale your arms up and exhale, leaning to one side, reach, 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 and relax, reach, 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 and relax, reach, 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 and relax. We call this rainbow arms because for our incarcerated women, we like to teach that you can always paint a rainbow wherever you are. Reach, 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 and relax, reach, 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 and relax, reach, 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 and relax. Inhale all the way around to table, and we'll do some cat-cows to warm up the spine. Plus, kids love poses with animal names, so it's fun to do cat-cow. In a children's yoga class, you can have them meow and moo as they move through it at their own pace. So feel free to roll around or whatever feels good as you loosen up your spine. And then exhale, coming down to child's pose. You can do wide-legged child's pose and really stretch your arms out. I'm gonna put my hair in a ponytail. For children's yoga, you might want to apply the same rules as you do in a PE class for people to tie their hair back, take out earrings, and so forth. All right, so stretching out the fingertips and really trying to almost get the armpits to touch the mat. We'll spend a few breaths here sinking into child's pose. Kids are increasingly stressed out these days, so a nice elongated child's pose is amazing. You can rest one ear down to the mat, your left ear, and then slowly walk your hands to the right. Getting a nice side body stretch on the left side. Walking the hands a little more to the right for a deeper stretch. Walking the hands back to center, forehead to the mat, coming up a little bit to downward puppy, placing your chin on the mat and really stretching the back bottom of your neck. So downward puppy is not one of the Share method key signature poses, but it is a fun one for kids because who doesn't like puppies? Exhale, sacrum back on heels and place your right ear to the mat and walk your hands to the left for a nice stretch on your right side. Walking the hands a little more to the left for a deeper side body stretch on the right side. Walk your hands back to center. Push all the way through to cobra and come to your back. Slowly rolling down. This will be kind of a warm up to boat. Lift your arms all the way up and around. Grab a hold behind your thighs if you want to reach opposite elbows or whatever's your comfort level, and rock a little side to side. From here, make the OK sign with your hands, grab your big toes, and continue in happy baby, rocking side to side. This is really fun for the kids, and it also warms up the spine as we will be working it a little bit in boat pose. Elongate your right leg for a nice deep stretch in half happy baby. And on the inhale, bring your right leg back and elongate your left leg in a nice deep stretch in half happy baby. Bring both knees back into your chest. Now you can give your legs a hug with your arms over your shins. If it feels good to grab opposite elbows, go for it, or whatever your comfort level is. Maybe just clasping hands is enough for you. Grab a hold of your toes and kick up your right leg to the extent that you can extend it. Whether your knee is bent or not, doesn't really matter as long as you're stretching the hamstring as much as you can safely do so. And bring in your right leg, bending your right knee, and straighten or work towards straightening your left leg. Bend your left knee and straighten your right leg. We can call this bicycle. This is an unofficial share method pose, but all this kind of bicycle stuff is fun for kids. We will also explore that in our partner yoga, doing bicycle like this and reverse bicycle with a partner. Partner yoga is our elective in the RYT 300. In the RCYT, this course, our elective is chair yoga. So you won't see too much partner yoga, although there is a little bit in the manual, in the course manual and Teachable. For those of you not enrolled and want to see that course manual, you can see it two ways. You can look for our book on Amazon called Gandhi Goes to School. Gandhi Goes to School is available on Amazon, and it is our RCYT course manual, reasonably priced and available to you all. And also you can see the details of our course. Here, continue to pedal out the feet in this bicycle manner. You can see the details of our course by enrolling at ShareLove.Fund/train. That's ShareLove.Fund/train. We have 6 Yoga Alliance accredited courses: RYT 200, RYT 300, RYT 500. Then the RCYT, this course, Registered Children's Yoga Teacher Training. The RPYT, Registered Prenatal Yoga Teacher Training. And the YSAP, Yoga Alliance Continuing Education Provider. And that course is our postpartum course, our postpartum boot camp with some really cute mommy and me exercises. Okay, inhale and exhale, pushing both feet up to the extent it works for you, trying to keep your sacrum grounded to the mat, trying to reach up to your toes, really stretching the hamstrings. Bring your knees back into chest, rock a little bit side to side. Now place your hands behind your thighs, rock a little up and down. We are going to rock the boat. Tap the mat with your toes, rock back, tap the mat with your toes. If it feels good to you, you can try to tap behind you in plow, which is not one of our poses, but it's fun to do. And this is a way to rock and roll through boat pose. And this could be a fun way for kids to burn off energy. In boat, you can do half boat like this, or full boat, which I'm a little wibbly wobbly in, but full boat, like that. It's live and uncut, blips and bloopers, and also let my imperfections inspire you. You can be a teacher even if you have a wobbly boat pose. So anyway, I'll stick with half boat, boat pose. So that's our pose of the week. We just have 2 more poses in this course to do. Half Lord of the Fishes next week and Savasana. Final resting pose the week after that. And then week 52, our final week together, review week. We'll rock back, cross our legs, grab a hold of opposite ankles. So your right leg is on top. Grabbing a hold opposite ankles, fan out your feet and bring them towards you for a nice hip stretch on the left side. Bring your knees into chest, give yourself a little hug, rocking side to side. Some self-love. Put your right leg over your left and cross your legs on the other side. Again, grabbing hold opposite ankles. Fan out your feet. Bring your thighs into your chest and feel a nice hip stretch on your right side. Bring your knees into chest. Elongate your right leg. Allow your left knee to fall to your right side. Place your right hand over your left outer thigh to encourage it to fall to the ground. Inhale your left arm up, bring it all the way around and perpendicular to your body, like an airplane arm on your left side. Palm up to face the ceiling, eyes soft gaze over your left palm, or if you prefer to close your eyes, you can, but just point your nose to your left hand, and this is a reclined spinal twist. Enjoy. Bring your knees into chest. Give yourself a little hug. And exhale your right knee down to the left side. And extend your left leg forward. Your left leg straight. Inhale your right arm up all the way around. So you have an airplane arm on your right side, perpendicular to your body. Right palm facing up to the ceiling. Eyes looking over your right palm with a soft gaze, or you can have your eyes closed. Your nose is facing towards your right palm. Your left hand is applying gentle pressure on your right outer thigh for reclined spinal twist on the other side. Exhale and come to a final resting pose. Arms all the way up and around, palms facing up, 6 to 8 inches apart. Heels about 6 to 8 inches hip width apart and toes fanned out. I will leave you in Savasana for about 4 minutes and I will cue you out of it, so don't worry if you fall asleep. Congratulations, enjoy 5 minutes of Savasana. I will respond to comments, so if you have any comments and you want a quick live response, then feel free to use this time for that as well. You can wiggle your toes, wiggle your nose if that feels right. Bring your knees into chest and roll to either the right or left side, whatever feels comfortable. And then slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. How do you feel? May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. Namaste.